Well, good morning, everybody. It's time for Morning Manna. And this morning it's all about beans and rice. Beans and rice. And I'm sure you're asking yourself the question, what in the world does that have to do with a morning manna? Well, I'm going to share that with you. This week is Holy Week. This week we are leading up to the cross and the empty tomb. This week is all about Resurrection Sunday. This week is all about Easter, if you will. Well, let me just share this with you. This week, it is also the week that we are preparing to have tremendous impact locally and globally. At New Life, we're embarking upon the Matthew 25 fast, And I'll share more with you. I'm going to take a little extra time today, but I love for you to connect with where we're going and what we're doing with respect to changing lives in our lifetime. We're fasting today. We'll be fasting this whole week, various aspects of fasting. I'm going to play a little video for you, and then we're going to jump into the morning manna. Let me greet some people first, and then we will get into it a little different. But change is good. Change is good. I want you to say that. Good morning, Joel. How are you on this morning? Good morning, Vicky. How are you? Elder Mobley, how are you on this morning? Minister Sent, how are you on this morning? Good to see you in the training. Good to see you in the training on this past weekend. It was good training for us to, I think for some it was a recap, but for others we're moving forward with what God has called us to do as a network of churches. Good morning, Pamela. How are you on this morning? Good morning, Liz. How are you? Ella, how are you on this morning? Good morning, Erica. How are you on this Passion Week? So true. Let me just add to that. Not only is it Passion Week, this Friday, we will be in the 7 Last Words, 12 noon at Power of Change. Bishop Henry Phillips is hosting our by-state 7 Last Words. We're really looking forward to it. And so I want you to be there, 12 noon there. And thanks for the reminder, Erica. Good morning, Dawn. How are you? Good morning, Gloria. How are you? Good morning, Elder Jan. How are you? Dr. Moore, how are you doing on this morning? Carolyn, how are you this morning? Jewel, how are you on this morning? Ramona, how are you on this morning? Kevin is taking care of me. I'm telling you, I'm really glad that your nephew, I think you said it is, he's really taking care of us. There's more to come. Good morning, Francine. How are you? Brother Pope, how are you on this morning? I want now Erica Lynn saying she's going to be there at the 7 Last Words. I want all y'all to be there. Power of Change at in Cahokia. Bishop Henry Phillips hosting the Bi-State 7 Last Words. This morning is all about us entering into a week of fast in preparation for what is going to be an outstanding Sunday, as well as preparing our hearts for what God is going to do to help us to change lives. So I want to see, can I just play this little clip here for you right quick? Let's see what happens here. Do this. Let's play the little longer one here. I want you to grab this here.
Well, there's no question it engages the entire congregation in a way like we never have before around missions. For them to be able to see and hear stories, to be able to have such practical application with the daily challenges, I would say there's never been a week like it in the church.
It was them coming in, respecting the vision that God's given our church, and helping give us a resource and a tool to be able to carry that out with the people that attend our church and even other people in our community.
I wanted to say yes to the Matthew 25 challenge because it gave me a way to make it very practical with our members to be able to see and to do what somebody in poverty goes through every day.
It's really a powerful thing to have impact. And I'm wearing my merch today, my World Vision merch, because of the thing that we're going to share this morning in Matthew 25:42. The text to talk, the takeaway, beans and rice. The text to talk, the takeaway, beans and rice. What are you talking about on this morning, Bishop? In Matthew 25:42, let me give you the context of the text before I read the text. In this particular pericope, this is after Jesus has come into the triumphant entry. When he goes into the triumphant entry, and I ministered a word on yesterday talking about the fact that it's his house. He then teaches several texts. And what we have is he goes from 23, 24, 25, and these are the last teachings, if you will. We kind of jump over them. And he is now in 25, what we see in chapter 25. Of course, he didn't have chapter 25. He's just sharing, and Matthew is giving us the history of that. In that, he is saying, here is the judgment. I've given you what it looks like for me to return. Now I want to give you the judgment. He says, there's going to be some going to the left and some to the right. The goats will go to the left. I'll separate them. The sheep will go to the right. I'll separate them. And the sheep, here's how you would know the sheep. He goes about reading this. And we're just going to take a little bit as we go each day. For I was hungry, and you gave me no food. I was hungry, and you gave me no food. Now, you already know at the end of this section of scripture, the pericope of this scripture, he then says, they said, well, how did we know this? How do we know this? Well, let's circle back to that at the end. This week, I want you to do this. This week, on today, just today, let's just fast today and eat beans and rice. Beans and rice. Why beans and rice? It is similar to the meal that many have, and that's all they have. A story, I'll come back. I remember when I was growing up in the projects in Lincoln Homes, we call it the old projects in Goldsboro, North Carolina. And we didn't have a lot. And I remember one night we had lima beans. Now, if you know anything about lima beans, if you don't eat them right away, they stick together. It's like glue, it's like paste, like mortar between bricks. And my mother, who was a great cook, but I didn't like lima beans. I can eat some every pinto beans, all kind of beloved beans, but they were stuck together. It was like paste. It was cold, and I didn't want it. They also had some rice. We had rice. I didn't want it, and I sat there at that table. I couldn't get up because these were the days of eat and clean your plate before you could get up. And so I sat there. I don't know how long I sat there. Felt like all night, but I didn't want that. I didn't want that. And so I went hungry. Here is the peace that in the areas of the world that we never go to, we only see through a television screen. That's about all they have, if that. So to experience that today, let's have only this dinner meal of beans and rice today. How about that? Let's skip lunch and just beans and rice. And then here's the three things. I want you to feel the hunger. The second thing I need you to do is pray for the hungry, those who are hungry. Feel it, pray for it. And then pray that the Lord will continue to prepare you for his triumphant resurrection. That he prepares your heart to change lives in your lifetime. Because we're on this journey this week, and I really believe that it's going to have tremendous impact. I don't know about you, but I just don't I want it to matter and to have impact. I want good church. I want great church. You can't beat black people with having good church. But beyond good church, let's have church that matters and changes lives. So let's do it. Let's make that move. It's beans and rice today. What's your takeaway? Let's circle back to the text. They asked the question of Jesus, when did we do this, Jesus? When did we ignore the hungry and those who are hungry? He said, you did it unto the least of these, is you doing it unto me. Isn't that powerful? That when we do this to the least, we do it unto Jesus. Well, we're going to keep this rolling. I want you to share this. Don't keep it to yourself. Let's have a cause. Let's change lives in our lifetime. I'll see you tomorrow morning with more Morning Manna as we walk through the Matthew 25 challenge. God bless you. Share the manna. Don't keep it to yourself.